Yogesh. Yeah, let me start. Today I explained PHP where we use it in the real time. So we can create a PHP application. If you want to create a web page, front end we usually create it by UI technologies. That back end, that is a server side code, we can create it by PHP. So in the front end, we can create the text boxes, drop down list, radio buttons, like that check boxes, all details we can submit here from the front end page. This front end page is built up by HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap, Less and Sass, and Less and Sass. Here, Less and CSS Sass, responsive design, and under this also we have frameworks. Those frameworks are Angular or React.js or Node.js or Vue.js. Like that we have so many JSs. So these all comes under front end. So whatever we are discussing here, these all comes under front end. So front end is usually create the user interface. UI is nothing but it's a user interface. User interface, after creating this user interface, we can create our applications here using PHP. Here under this PHP, we usually write the PHP tag like this. So server side code. So code of PHP page, server code, we usually write like this. Here under this PHP, it is a server side code, server side scripting language, server side code. We can develop it using PHP. Under this PHP, we can read. So normally read the input from keyboard. So we can read the input from keyboard and we can process it, connect with the database, and we can able to process it with. Here we can connect with the database. Here we are able to connect with the DB and we'll run some queries here. So we run the queries here. That queries from either select query or insert query, delete query, update query. Usually we write those queries here. So after execution of these queries, we can able to connect our application with the database. Sorry, we can able to give the response. So according to the database results, we'll give the response. That response, again, it will give back to the HTML page. So in the HTML page, the processed data, suppose if you are getting JSON data or array of data you are getting here, that array of data you can submit to the server page. So that array of data or that JSON data you can submit to the server page through HTML. Here mainly HTML is used to read the data. Again we'll get the response as HTML page only. Suppose you are registering the user. After successful registration, it will give you registration success and it will provide you login page. If any errors in the registration page, it won't redirect to the server page. So this way we can create it. So client page to server page interaction, we can create it by using HTML. HTML to server code. This server code has to connect with the database here. So databases, maybe MySQL, maybe any type of databases. So this is what we discussed yesterday. So here we usually write it here, database. Here we write it here, database. Under this database, we can write it here, Oracle or MySQL or SQL Server. So we use any one of the database here for developing this type of application. Here we can develop our applications like this. Here Oracle, we can use here Oracle SQL Server or like this any one database we can use it for developing the application. Here I am using here a database as my normally PHP people say we use database as MySQL. So now I want to design my application for server code. So we are ready with the input with HTML pages. UI developers will give you UI front end page. So as a server side developer, so as a PHP developer, so PHP developers will develop the code for server. So server side code we can develop it using this PHP. So let me start save this picture. 9 o'clock. Today is 26th March 2021. at 9 p.m. So here I'm developing my server code. So again we are getting that output as a HTML page. So login success or account creation successfully created, account creation success. So like this information we can give to the user. So account creation success, this type of information we can give to the user using this HTML page. So now here HTML page is interacting with a server page. By that we'll get that output. Here HTML page is interacting with a server code. So server code is connecting with the database. This database again it is giving the result back to server code. From this server code, we are getting that output here from this server code. So here we are developing the server code. From this server code, we are getting that HTML output page. Output page we are getting here. So HTML output page we can show to the user by using this HTML to server, server to database. This type of connections we can create it using HTML. Here HTML page is connecting with the server, server is connecting with the database. This way of interaction we can create it within a HTML to database. This type of interaction we can create it inside the web page. So here as a server code what we can write it. So PHP is nothing but it's a personal home page. Personal home page, or we can also call it as hypertext preprocessor. So hypertext preprocessor or a personal home page. Under this, here it is my personal home page or hypertext preprocessor. Under this, we usually create a PHP page like this. So under this PHP page, here we are developing a PHP page. So under this PHP page, what all the tags we can write it, how to run our PHP application. For that, we have to install the PHP software. So PHP software, we have to install it. So what is a PHP software? PHP software is a XAMPP or a WAMP. For Windows system sake, for Mac system sake also, we use XAMPP or WAMP. Even if you want, you can go here, search it, PHP softwares. So when you search for the PHP software, best software PHP softwares. Okay, what it is? NetBeans, WebStorm. Okay, VMI, VIM. Okay. PHP download. So when I search for PHP download, so in this php.net.downloads, here under this, what all you can see here? Challenges, stable version of PHP 7, PHP 6, like that we can see all the PHP versions. So normally PHP server, search for PHP server. When you search for the PHP server here, PHP installer, Apache software. See here, Apache, XAMPP. XAMPP is a software, we use it here for PHP. See here, XAMPP for Windows, XAMPP for Linux, XAMPP for OS X. XAMPP for, we can also use it for Mac system. So we have different softwares here. Different softwares, just you can download it, by that you can install this XAMPP server. After installation of XAMPP server, you can see this control panel. When you click on that start button, you can see here port numbers of the XAMPP. When you click on that start button, you can see that port number of the XAMPP. Here it is in the localhost :80 port number / enter. So what is my root location? It is asking for here 80 port number / here I have to see my PHP XAMPP location. So here PHP :80. Just enter. So it is in the localhost only. New name modified description size. Actually, it has to show XAMPP dashboard. Yesterday we observed that. Here :80/XAMPP not found. Here it is dashboard. Oh, what happened to server? So I started server, that port number is 80. Here I have other softwares, that softwares I think I removed. Here C drive, XAMPP location, htdocs, empty now. Here nothing in the htdocs, that's why it is not working. I'll remove this XAMPP. Okay, so I have to work out only with XAMPP 8. So do I have any XAMPP control panel for 8? Let's see. XAMPP 1. Here it is showing one more XAMPP control panel. I click on the start button. Here I started my SQL where I want to see my dashboard here. Here localhost :80 port number /start. Here I'll stop this XAMPP server. Just close it. Here it is removing, discovering only. Okay. Here I want to start my server here. So it is server. Stop the server and change the port number. Config. Here HTTPD. Here if you search for 80, see here, this is the listen port number. You can change it 80, 81, 82, 89, anything you can change it. Here I'm changing here 89. Wherever I have 80, so I'm changing that port number to 89. So by that, here wherever I have 80, that I change it to httpd config file will be there. Here when you click on it, you can see httpd config. By that you are changing that port number. If I search it here in php.ini, here expiry time 80. So it is not giving any 80 for port number. Just now start the server. You have to see here 89 as port number. See here 89 is my port number. I installed 2 XAMPPs, right? So that's why I opened like this. Here now run that XAMPP. Here localhost :89 is my port number. Just enter /. See here I can see my XAMPP. This is XAMPP 8 version. I installed XAMPP 8 version, latest version I installed it. Here you can see that home page of the XAMPP like this. After that I want to open my MySQL here. To open that MySQL sake, you have to enter php myadmin. Localhost 80 port number php myadmin. By that only we can another program. Where it is opened in another program. No programs are opened. Yeah. Here XAMPP control panel we opened here. So by that we can run our XAMPP. So my XAMPP is running here. So php myadmin is started here. This is my XAMPP. So I started my XAMPP server like this. So now here unplug. Yes. Here into task. Here I started my MySQL. I started my PHP Apache server. So now I want to see here what is there in MySQL. In MySQL left side, what you can see, these all are the database names. In the top, what it is showing here, these all are the menus. What all the databases you can create, what is the SQL command, what is the status of the SQL, and what is the user accounts, how many users you can create it in the database, and how to export it, how to import it. These all informations we can see here. These all informations we can see here in this application. This way we can create. Here this is about the dashboard. So dashboard, in this how to run our PHP application. I'll show you. Here I want to write my code. Normally I'll use PHP Storm for writing the code. but as of now I am using here, so less than question mark PHP. So echo is the output statement. So we write the PHP tag by using less than. Different types of tags we have. So just I'm writing here hello world application in PHP. So let me save it. To save that application sake, you have to go for XAMPP only. Inside the XAMPP, inside the htdocs only, we have to save our application. Here in demo folder, I'm saving here hello.php. I saved my application with hello.php. So now, here I want to run my application here. So localhost demo folder, and inside the htdocs, whatever the folder you have provided there, that folder name only we have to use it. So here demo folder, under that we have hello.php. Just run it. By that you can see here hello as your output. This hello output is coming because of here hello output, it is creating like this. This is all because of here, this is all because of this particular file. So because of this particular file, it is generating this particular thing. Here I'm able to run my application here. So I'm able to run my application when I save my application inside the htdocs. So I have to install the XAMPP software or a XAMPP software, and after installation we have to save our hello world application hello.php. I'm creating here this file, we have to save it. You can write this hello world application anywhere in any program, in any development, any IDE you can use it. So inside that XAMPP 8, I installed here htdocs. htdocs is my root location. Inside that, here you can directly create a folder or you can directly save it in htdocs. Here, this way we have to save our application. After saving the application, we have to go for execution of the code. Execution sake, execution of code, we usually write it here. Here we write it here http://localhost:80/ that folder name is demo. Under that you can write it here. If your port number is different, you can write that port number, and that it is hello.php. So usually write hello.php. Whatever the output statement we have written, that hello world output or whatever we have written, that output we can see as our output. So this way normally we can create a HTML application. HTML application we can create like this. Sorry, PHP application we can create like this. So we have saved our application with .php, and what code we have written in this, that is with the PHP tag. Here with a PHP tag we created here less than close. In between this we are writing here echo, and in between that we are writing here hello world is semicolon. Control yes. By that hello world output you can see as your output. Semicolon won't come. Here it won't show any semicolon. But you can see that execution means you have to open it in browser. Before that we have to start the server. If you start the server, XAMPP control panel, then only you can open it the browser and you can run it. So now any doubts? Sonali, Sneha, Yogesh.
No, ma'am, no doubt.
So I'll show you one of the execution, so which I created.
And if we change the text, even that output should change, right?
Sorry.
If I change hello from once I execute the program, so we get the output as hello, and I change the text from hello to welcome to PHP, then that has to change, right? Output also.
Yes, yes. Every time you have to click refresh. See, just it is hello, next hello world.
Okay.
Okay. Even if you want, you can write any image also. It will allow to display the images also. If you have any image, if you have knowledge on image tags in HTML, you can use that image tag for displaying that out. So one of the project execution I'll show to you. What I explained for my previous batch. Here, cleared batches. XAMPP projects. XAMPP. I'll go for C drive. I think it is not ready. My XAMPP is changed, so that's why it is not ready. PHP old XAMPP. Here it is old XAMPP. File uploading concept 8 PM PHP. Here project. So here we created one of the application. So in this we are connecting with other application. Here this project folder, Control-C copy. I want to paste it inside the current XAMPP location. Here inside this htdocs, I want to paste it. Here inside the demo folder, I want to paste it. Here I pasted that project. So now I want to run that project here. So to run that project, say, so we have to do some changes here. Database name and product name, those details we have to save it, change it. Here login dot, what is this? It is a PHP page. Here login.php and then welcome.php. So welcome page just only welcome, but login time we are doing here validations and not connecting with any one of the database. Okay. Of now here not connected with any database, just normal validation we are implementing. Here we are reading that input from text boxes. So we are creating a session and we are checking with a regular expression. If username passwords are matches with this username password, manual checking here, username is Scott and password is this one, then only allow the login and then only create the session and then only redirect to welcome page. So that is our requirement. Here next I'm writing here project one, under that just enter slash. See, this is one Amazon site, one sample site I created with including jQuery. Here this slideshow is because of jQuery and I used Ajax call here and I'm creating here sign in form. So what is my application here? This is login. So I want to click on that sign in button. So when I sign in here, it is asking for login. So when I enter my username password, I'll enter wrong username and wrong password. I'll click on continue. Here continue. So change password or something it is asking. See here, invalid email ID, please and try again. Okay. If I want to connect with a database, suppose here I want to connect with database. So as of now, I'm not explaining. So first we'll go with a valid username. Valid username according to manual checking, Scott. What is that? Scott@aa.com. Here this one is ABCD 123 123. Yeah, ABCD 123. It's my manual checking. Here, see here, welcome. Directly it is redirecting to welcome page and it is asking us to save our details. I don't want to save it. Here, actually I was in login.php, but directly it is redirected to welcome.php page. Why? Because my username is correct. Here, manual checking. This is actually manually we are checking here. Rather than manual checking, you can do that database checking by using this one. Here connection con, row exists, table exists, something exists. Okay, I have to remove it. Each and every line I have to remove it. It's a big headache. So I used this program execution sake. I used Visual Studio PHP Storm I used. So that time it will execute. Here I want to connect with database. Some code I have written in PHP. So with that code, I'm able to create one real-time application like Amazon. I'm using UI also here, HTML, CSS, all front-end programming I used there. Here connection con localhost Sagar database. Do I have any Sagar database? No, nothing. Here I have a test database, or I want to create, okay, test database. So under this test database, what I want to connect here, users table. So I'll create here users. So how many fields we required? We need only 3 fields. So I want to check it here, email ID and password. Just I'll click on that go button. See, serial number, email ID, password. Here serial number. And I want to make this one as auto increment. Auto increment means that value automatically it will increment. Here I want to make my values Here auto increment, primary key you can make it, and it is automatically primary key, not null and auto increment. It will be not null and auto increment. It is not showing any output. Okay, these many fields only it is showing. Okay, here email ID, it is a varchar. See, in front of you only I'm changing all the stuff. Here 20 characters I want to allow here, and it is the password. Password field also it is a varchar. Here it is a varchar, and here also I want to allow 20 characters. Just I'll click on that go button. Here, where is that go? Save. Here, save button. Request processing. So users table is created. I want to insert the data into this. Here itself I want to insert the data. So here go to SQL. Here I want to run here insert, or you can run directly. When you go to the users table, you can see one insert option. See here insert. Manually you can insert the value. So 101 and username is scott@aa.com and 1234 is the password. Here 102 smith@ss.com. Here 1234 is the password. I entered two details here. So I want to connect my project here. So I want to go back here. I am in signin.html. I want to see my details here. Here actually it is a manual checking, but here I want to print it. Is my connection is exist or not? Here I'm executing my login.php page. Control S, save. Here run my login.php page. Here login.php. Enter login.php. Here password username anywhere error, access denied. Why? Because here my database name is test. Sagar database is not available. It is given that error test. Refresh. Access denied Sagar at localhost. Okay. So Sagar username also not available. Here it is the root is the username and empty is the password. By default database username is root. Here it is giving error, invalid username, email ID, password, please try again, and that object current location, current values it is printing here. Select star from this details we are entering. So these details should be under that EM. So EM, $EM and $PWD should be exist in this text boxes. So here I want to learn it from the beginning. Here signin.html. Here I'll write here scott@aa.com and my password is 1234. I'll click on that login. 1234 only I entered here. So it is asking us to write minimum 5 characters. So what is our length here? I'll make it as 4 characters. 4 characters length for the password regular expression. This time it won't ask anything. So it will allow to login. Here at home page, just refresh. Here I entered my username is scott@aa.com. Here I'll enter here 1234. Just click on continue. Okay, I'll here in the insertion time. Here somewhere regular expression we have to change it there actually. Otherwise you can check here, edit 1 2 3 4 5. Just click on go button. Here I want to see that. Here 1 2 3 4 5. I'll click on continue. Here see here. Use Scott and 1 2 3 4. Invalid username password. Try again. But it is printing my details. Username passwords it is printing, but it is printing invalid details means somewhere is the error in the code. Somewhere I have written wrong code. Select count star from users, email, password. So email and the password is the field names are correct. Field name is email and password. Yeah, field names are correct. Users is the table. What is our table? Users is the table. Yeah. So why it is giving invalid user? Invalid user something query wrong. But because of that it is printing like that. Otherwise normally it will show you execution. If anything wrong here, it will show you that execution related output it will print for us. Here invalid details, I don't want to print it. Here I want to run with a refresh. Here email ID password we are asking here. So I'll write here 1 2 3 4 5. I'll click on continue. By that here invalid username password, please try again. This is from our previous program. So above program we compared with a different. So MySQL object, it is printing that cannot convert into printing of object. Just it is throwing that error at line number 33. It is different. 33 error is because of printing. Here this because of printing it is giving that type of error. Here once again, here 1 2 3 4 5 is my password. Just I click on continue. By that, see here that please try again is coming from my above manual result. But here from my database, it is showing here login success. You can redirect to inbox page. This way, here in front of you only, I created one front end to database to a query execution. And again, giving the result as an inbox page. So total application we created here, total roundup cycle. We created here MVC architecture in front of you. This way we can develop our real-time applications. Is it clear? Yes, Sonali, Sneha, Yogesh.
Yes, Manu.
Yes. So my class time is fixed for Core Java batch. Yeah. If you want to be a full stack developer, you can join in UI batch also. Means this front end, whatever the front end page I'm creating here, this front end page is important. So for that, if you know any front end programming, it will be easy. It will be easy how to create this type of HTML applications. So my batch is running for this UI technology's sake. I am teaching morning 6 a.m. 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. is 6:30 morning 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. I'm teaching on this front end technologies. If you are interested, you can join in that front end technologies. By that, you can create a full application, full complete application. PHP with the database, anyway, you will learn here. Front end, if you know, it will be easy for you. And front end sake, it is 30 to 35 hours of sessions. Here also, it takes 35 to 40 hours of sessions are required here. 45 hours of sessions is required for this course. And if you are interested, you can continue here. So first go for registration. They'll share that drive details to you. Everyday recordings they will maintain in one Gmail drive. So that drive details they will share with you. 8 p.m. UI batch, like that. Every drive details they will share with you. From that drive you can get recordings every day, and from my side you will get mails. In that mail I'll send you this paint file what I'm explaining for you, and that program what I have explained for you, and that database queries, query related document, and total PHP related document, and that too topic related document I'll send to you. Okay, anyway I'll send you topic related documents to you. So by that you can easily understand that present class. And every Saturday we'll sit for one real-time application. Till end of the course we'll continue on the projects. So how much subject we have done in that week, accordingly we'll go with the project session. Yes, Neha. Is my first class. Could you please show me the course content? Yeah, course content I'll show you. You can get that course content from the Durgasoft main website, or you can see that course content you can get it from the organizer. Bhavani madam will be there, so she will share with you. Actually, you can physically you can check that from your side, but anyway I'll show you here course content. Topic related document I'll send to you. So if I'm explaining features of PHP, introductions, all I'll share to you. Introduction, here introductions, functions, headers, include, exceptions, constants in PHP, and state management, variables, regular expressions, object-oriented programming, working with files, MySQL, and Ajax call, HT access, payment gateways, web services, XML integration, and along with that, here I'll explain about the Laravel. Laravel framework also, I'll take 5-hour sessions. I'll sit for this Laravel. Laravel also I'll explain to you. Okay, Laravel is a framework actually. It's a framework of PHP. This one also I'll explain for you. Including Laravel, I'll explain you all of them. SQL is not required. Anyway, I'll explain MySQL here. MySQL anyway, I'll explain to you in the class. Okay. Yeah. Sneha, you can contact organizer for this course content sake. And recordings, what is my previous class recordings, all you can get it from organizer. And yesterday only I have taken the demo, and today is the second class. You can get these 2 recordings from the organizer. And class timings, let me know. Who are confirmed for my batches, please let me know what time is comfortable. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Anyway, it will extend 1.5 hours. In future, it will extend to 1.5 hours, which is comfortable for you. If you fix one time, think like it will be 1.5 hours in future. Which time is comfortable for you? Yes. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Which time is comfortable for you? Yogesh?
For me, 9 p.m. is okay, ma'am. 9 p.m. is good for me.
Okay. If any times it changed to 8:30 or 8 p.m., is it works for you?
Yeah, it works for me. Not a problem.
So in future, if required, I'll change it. Why? Because if once I go with 1.5 hour session, no? So in future, if I go 1.5 hour, it will be 10:30. Again, it will be too late for me. 10:30 again, morning 6 I have class. So it late for me. So that's why I'll change that time. It will be 8 to 9:30 like that.
Sure, ma'am, that works.
Okay. Yeah. Sonali,
Madam,
Sneha.
What are the prerequisites to do this course, ma'am? Like what
No,
all
not required.
knowledge?
Previous knowledge not required for this. It anyway server-side programming. Any object-oriented programming, if aware of it, it will be easy. Object-oriented programmings. But even though if you don't know, you can directly start this programming. But if you know HTML courses separately, na, so that will be well and good for this. Why? Because the entire application you can develop by your own. Along with this course, parallelly, if you go for UI, so you can complete your full application by your own.
HTML and CSS, you're telling.
Yeah, that UI, web front end. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap, like that, complete front end. Even if you don't know frameworks, if you skip that frameworks, but at least basic UI you have to know. Yes, Neha. So in future, we may change the class timings to 8 to 8:30 or 8 to 9 like that. So by that we can fix it. In future, we'll fix it after few days. I'm okay with you. Okay. So in future, I'll change it to 8 a.m. Sorry, it is not a.m. It is p.m. I'm asking you 1 hour early from this time. Not a.m. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So these 2 hours only. Okay. So we'll plan it accordingly. But confirm the batches with the organizer. They will share you anyway documents and the course content and recordings. Okay. As soon as once you register, then we'll enter into the actual subject. So Monday class sake, contact organizer. Saturday, Sunday, no classes. Thank you. Thank you, Sonali. Sorry, no problem. Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, Sneha. So we'll meet again on Monday session. Thank you.